The president is also being sued from both the ACLU and Stephen Miller's America First legal group. So former Department of Homeland Security Senior Advisor Chuck Marino is going to join us now to talk about all this. Thanks for being here.
Sure, Anna. Good to be with you.
So here we go. If both Democrats and Republicans are taking issue with the president, what could we see in terms of legal fallout here, and which side should the president be more worried about?
Yeah, well, the actions by the president and this administration, whether on the side of the executive order claiming to tighten the southwest border or the amnesty here, they're all disingenuous when it comes to dealing with the American people honestly about what he's going to do. The truth is this. Promises were made very early on by this administration to the immigration advocacy groups that he would be soft on immigration. And he took it to a further step and level by not securing the southwest border and creating this crisis, which we know is having a detrimental effect on our national security here and impacting the lives of Americans in communities all around the country now. So yes, he's getting a little pressure from the ACLU, but that executive order hasn't done anything significant to crack down on the crisis at the southwest border, based on the fact that there's so many exemptions to essentially negate the actions that the president claims he wants to do.
Well, look, he had to do something. It's the top
That's
election
right.
issue, and Donald Trump is seemingly to beat him handily in a lot of polls on that topic. Do you think this action here to protect undocumented immigrants is just an election ploy, as some critics say?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the clock is ticking, Anna, for this administration and also those making the journey to the United States, because they know this president could be voted out of office. And also, former President Trump is highlighting a major deportation type program should he come back into office. So we know where Joe Biden stands on this. He's always put the politics above the national security and homeland security of the country. So I would expect to see more efforts by this administration on the side of amnesty and always in favor of those in the country illegally. He won't go near addressing the 15 million that are in the country illegally. Sanctuary cities still remain supported by this administration for providing safe harbor for each of these illegals, whether they're living a perfectly normal life or committing crimes against Americans. They'll never be prioritized for deportation. So he's going to continue to support the illegal immigration. He's going to continue to throw money at it. And he's going to continue, unfortunately, to the detriment of Americans, to ignore it when violent acts are carried out against the citizens of this country.
Yeah, some would say the horse is bolted. It's wild. It's a problem that needs to be solved, but a long road to fix it. The House Budget Committee is estimating that the lifetime cost of an immigrant to be about $68,000. We can put that number up there for you. Do you think the U.S. can really take on this cost? And can you unpack that number? What does $68,000, what does that go to per illegal immigrant there?
Yeah, well, I could tell you billions are going to the non-governmental organizations, which are serving as an extension of the federal government departments like DHS and HHS to basically facilitate the processing and movement of these illegals, not only once they cross the border, but also throughout the interior of the country. We're going to find astronomical examples of waste, fraud, and abuse based on all the money that's been sent out, not just to these NGOs, but to places like sanctuary cities to house and fly and move these illegals around and support them on a daily basis, all the way down to food and lodging. So we're seeing a lot of money get wasted here. No, we can't support this. We're seeing the impact on our critical infrastructure, emergency services, schooling, health. We see emergency rooms have now been turned into primary care locations for those in the country illegally. So it's overwhelming our system across the board. And the voters need to understand, when it comes to the safety and security of themselves and their families, it's been put on the back burner of this administration. And if a terrorist attack, which all signs are there, is possible, if it were to occur, they need to understand It's not going to discriminate based on race or religion, and it's going to affect all Americans.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find News Nation on your screen. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.